Hi, I'm Tony Van Veen, CEO of Discmakers. The other day I got an email from a client ripping my heart out over the fact that he had spent $400 on our ad service that we call Ads for Artists, and he hadn't made $1 in sales. And he was really upset and really aggravated, and he accused us and our ad program of all sorts of ugly things. And by the way, this was not the first time we'd heard a similar complaint from our artist community, that they invested some money in our ad program and they didn't see enough streams or enough sales. So I took a deep breath and I explained to this client that of course he hadn't gotten an ROI on his first ad buy. And I explained to him why and what he needed to do to start driving progress in his music career. And I'm going to explain it to you now. You see, there are something like 60,000 new music tracks launched every single day. And making a one-time investment of $400 is not going to lead you magically to mass market success. So how do you get the word out in a way that moves the needle for your music? Well, turns out a healthy music career is not too different from a healthy body. And building that music career is not too different from building that healthy body. It requires time, effort, and money. And frankly, the worse shape you, your body, or your music career are in, the more time, money, and effort it'll take to get yourself moving in the right direction and to achieve the desired result. I know that to keep myself healthy and in shape, I need to eat healthy, I need to make time for regular exercise of some kind. This requires a level of ongoing time, effort, and determination. I'll also need to spend a few bucks, on healthy foods, on a gym membership, on some workout clothes, an occasional doctor's checkup, and maybe some supplements and a Fitbit. And probably like you, I constantly need to fight against the tendency to avoid doing the hard things, like cheating on my meals, having a glass or two of wine too many, or skipping those early morning workouts. It all requires a level of discipline and determination, but the results are guaranteed so long as I stick with it consistently. It's the exact same thing with your music career. You see, to keep your career moving forward, you need to first let fans know you and your music exist, and then you need to retain mindshare with those fans and those potential fans. So you got to get them to know you, and then you can't afford to let them forget about you. And doing this also requires constant effort and time, and you'll need to be willing to spend some money. So we know what to do to keep ourselves in shape, even if we don't always do it. What about your music career? How do you create or retain that mindshare? It's actually not that hard, and fortunately, much of it can be done for free. For example, you can create regular and engaging social media posts. You can interact with your fans or followers on your social channels, on Facebook, on Insta, on Twitter, on Snap, on TikTok, you name it. You can build an email list and write interesting, compelling emails to your subscribers, and you can certainly perform live on a fairly regular basis. Those are all free. Now, what about the activities where you'll have to spend some money? Because you will have to spend some money. Probably the most important one is to regularly release new music. Probably at least a single every couple of months. This is the best way to retain mindshare, in my opinion. It gives you a reason to message your fans, and you can discover new fans through some of the recommendation algorithms of the streaming platforms. You also want to pay to advertise your music, which can be done in a couple of ways. You can boost your organic posts, you can advertise on the social media networks, Facebook and Insta mostly, and you can buy display advertising on music-oriented websites. Why does paid advertising have to be part of your mindshare retention mix? Because nowadays, without it, you just can't get your music and your message in front of enough people. You see, the social media networks, and you know this, they're for-profit businesses. And to maximize their revenues, they throttle back the reach of your free organic social posts. If you do an organic social post today, it reaches at most 20% of your followers. If you want to reach more, you need to pay to boost your social post, which is actually really simple and pretty affordable. In addition, you can run paid ads, which allow you to reach a much larger target audience of potential fans by creating custom audiences who might be interested in your music. And this is something our Ads for Artists service can do for you. All of this mindshare building and retention requires time, effort, and money, just like keeping yourself in shape. But interestingly, the more of it you do, the more effective it all becomes. If you go to the gym regularly, you notice that your conditioning gets better over time. You can do longer cardio, and you get stronger, being able to lift heavier weights and swing bigger kettlebells, if that's your thing. The same thing happens with your music career. Everything you do builds on the work you've already done. Just like with your personal health. The more you engage on socials and emails, the better you'll get at it. The more mindshare you'll create and retain. And the more effective your ads will be as they complement your social media presence. So long as you have the discipline and determination to stick with it. And I know that's hard to do all the time, right? Life gets in the way, day job, family, supermarket, cooking dinner, drinks with friends. But I'm sorry to tell you, if you don't make time for your music career, like you make time for the gym or for dinner, nothing will happen. That artist I mentioned earlier who spent $400 on marketing and complained about not getting a positive ROI is like the person who goes to the gym for 2 weeks and then complains he's not lean and muscular yet. It takes time. Months, years of consistent effort and investment of your music career to get to a level where it might be able to sustain you. The investment you make today won't pay off until next year. But if you don't make that investment today, you'll never achieve your next year goal. But if you truly love music, if you love your music, what's better than to be working on moving your music career forward? So are you willing to invest in your music career? Just start small. Start tonight. Invest some time. Create a little budget. It doesn't even have to be a lot. And then stick to it consistently. And over time, you'll see. You are bound to see some, shall we say, muscular results. And when life gets in the way and you fall off the wagon, just like with your diet or your gym, forgive yourself and get back on that wagon. Those investments that you've made before you'd fallen off the wagon weren't for naught. And the new investments you'll make tonight will pay off in the future. You go, champ. You got this. I'll see you next time.